first place gets to go in that competition, and it's going to be awesome. I've seen the computers this guy builds. They are epic and worth playing for. And with that said, it's time for us to play for that last spot. Final game of the day. Let's go. What? It's a spatula game. Yikes.
Spatula carousel. You can see the call-outs in the chat. Me, Volley, and Nivea. Nice try.
I don't want to story.
Oh, definitely some units that'll be more contested in a carousel like that compared to others. But my goodness, I love that this is coming in right for the last lobby of the day.
Why not?
All right, all eyes are going to be on Robin and Souless, as well as Prestivent and Kiyoon right there. Soju, oh man, I just don't know if Soju has a shot right here, being 6 points away from first place right now. But in the craziest of situations, with all the things lining up right, I guess it's possible.
I love that, like, when looking at the possibilities, when you look at the points, I think the placing of Soju, Milk, and Frodan in the last lobby basically makes it look like it's been a lot closer across the day than it has been, kind of pulling through and inversing the results of the previous rounds. But now, definitely for kind of those below the Soju line, or I would even say the Kiyoon line in terms of points, it's a little less faith in your own hands and somewhat of a reliance upon the placing of everyone.
A lot of people don't know that Soju's placement on the leaderboard is directly proportional to his placement on his game.
Yes. Actually, you're kind of right.
He's been sinking. Now we just get a little peek, but maybe it'll be enough to push through into that top tier. If he does, like we said, if Robin really drops the ball, I guess, but he requires 2 players to do it. He's still in the hunt, so we'll see how that plays out. We also got players like Milk and Frodan who are out of the hunt but are still in here to put up a good show. And if we've seen their comps, and Spencer's as well, have meant anything, I expect some fun things, especially when we're starting out with spatulas all over the board.
Yeah.
So it should be fun.
Let's math it out. If Soju gets first, he's going to get 31 points.
Yep.
Robin Songs could go out last and get 30 points. And then Souless could, get 7th and then only get 2 points at 30. So there is a very rare possibility that Soju, with all the right things in line, could get the first place spot and the shot at that 13th gen processor. But what would you think right now in Latigris? Are you think people are going to be holding on to the spatula in hopes of an early tactician's crown, or are they going to be using it for a better synergy?
That's what I was just thinking of. I think if you can't find one of the synergies that you're looking for, then you might as well maybe see if you can wait out for tacticians. It's just the drop rates of spats are so much lower, where unless you're getting like a Earth grab bag or something, it's not necessarily guaranteed. There are certain, combos that work really well, though. A lot of people, if they have a chain vest, they might index into an early Cavalier. Mirage is also another popular one for those that want to go towards Deja. We saw already Soju, for instance, kind of separating when organizing his items. He had that glove next to the spatula because with these Olaf compositions that have erupted slightly, not as much as when they were the top of the meta, but still made through their way in this particular tournament. Hey, you've got that online if you do run into a Diana or any of the early assassins or scale scorns that you want to do. So no reason to commit until you start kind of getting past these initial rounds. Maybe now that the augment has been selected for some, they'll start seeing the picture of what they want to go towards in the late game.
Man, Souless with the early 2 Leona. He's got a Bruiser on deck with the Braum right there as well. 2 Mirage, 2 Warrior. And he did lose the first round, but also getting a possibility for an emblem there. This is a great start for him with the Tome of Traits.
That's always a nice way to accelerate getting some of those synergies online. Also, Ascension here on the board just for that general application of fairly reliable. A little hit here, 6 HP lost. And it looks like for Mirage, we are getting Spell, Swords, Enchantment. So that's getting you that AP every time you get that basic attack. So we'll see. It's kind of a unique one, that depending on what comp you bring, if you want to push into it.
Man.
Deja.
I want to level.
Right. Looks like
we have a Nico. I'm
going to be going for Sejuani instead of throwing Braum on there. And obviously, if he does get Braum too, he's going to be throwing that on instead for that double Guardian would be quite nice, honestly. I would think over the Sejuani, but I'm not a pro.
I wonder if he's trying to just ensure he has the lost streak right now.
Oh, girl, you're so smart.
I try. Only sometimes when I've had food and I have a bagel here that I've eaten 2 bites of. So I guess that's what that translated to. But
an excellent 2.
Yeah, it's, I started to eat it and then I was like, you know what? The cream cheese definitely is hard to swallow and then talk again. So here we are.
Hey, listen, during the break, I had an entire bowl of spaghetti. So a thick boy summer coming.
Oh, nice.
Call back.
Maybe I'll make some skitty after this.
Never regretty the spaghetti.
Yeah.
Never regret it.
Especially mom's spaghetti.
That was my wife's spaghetti. But...
Still saw a mother. So, a mom's spaghetti.
True. That's true. The best, if I say so myself.
Who's getting the spatula? Who's getting the spatula? You can see the ping on the board. Oh, Spencer, what a jerk.
That's her.
Like, I can move so fast. Yep. Look at me. I got that speed.
And I love
Give me that speed.
Kiyoon's so mad right now. Rat in the chat.
Nice try.
So close too.
Yeah, close one, Kiyoon, says Spencer. Got to be feeling real good after that one. Rewarded for holding on. So you can go ahead and get that Tactician's Crown if you so please, so that the synergies that you may explore become that much more populated.
Spencer?
You can't help but notice how quiet everybody else was, right? Because Kiyoon had a chance to win and go to TwitchCon. Spencer, no chance of winning. And the other 3 players who were in the hunt were like, thank you, Spencer. Thank you.
Thanks for knocking him on down.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful 6 units on the board right now. I'm going to be going up against Milk Guy, another player that just doesn't have a chance of making it to TwitchCon right now. But Robin, Prestivent, definitely within contention right there, and both with 100 HP right now. Going to be entering the stage where they can start building up that streak.
Yeah, I'm starting to get some of that online for... Spencer right now should be... Ooh, there you go. Finish him off with one last shot from Ezreal. Has a little bit of econ starting to build into this streak. And that's where you want to be after you just made a Tactician's Crown that was very much earned off of that metabolic accelerator, moving faster towards it. And now at 90 HP, while still also getting that to health at the start of the PvP rounds. That means that Spencer is looking at a game where he can survive through and basically heal all the way up if he manages to build a streak.
Man, I can't believe opting out for the Whisperers, Guardian, Silas, and Thresh there, as well as, my favorite Rise. But going for the Jade instead, which I do respect, obviously, by being next to that statue. All of your units do get a little bit of a buff.
Some heal, some attack speed, some extra close-ups on this nice blue and purpley.
TT?
Yeah, nice look at the convergence here. And nice round 1. Basically, a lot of that, and working into that Tempest as well, has this early Lee Sin paired with the Ezreal on the board. Whenever you get kind of a 3 cost or beyond unit, when most people are still at level 5 or below, you're going to feel that impact that much more, especially when that unit is here, because you get to have that extra unit on the board. Look how speedy he is with the metabolic accelerator. Cardio on lock.
Can we check Prestivent real quick? I think he has an early siphon, if I'm not mistaken, and that's part of the reason why he has a win streak. No, it wasn't Prestivent. Then who had the siphon? Am I crazy? Did I just imagine that?
I believe you. Lurking somewhere.
Am I taking crazy pills?
It's possible.
Hidden away.
There we go. There we have it. And it's going to be Frodan. Too little, too late, man. Come on.
So Frodan with some of the whispers right now, because has the 2-star Thresh alongside this Siphon. So minimizing your opponents, making them a little tiny so that you can kill them that much faster.
It's pretty cute. I always imagine that it's like, hey, hi. Because they're called whispers for whatever reason, and that they all the tiny units have to whisper.
I imagine they all sound like, I don't know if y'all ever saw Marcel the Shell with shoes on.
Yes.
I'm just a little whisper here. Okay. But, you know, he might not even stick with whispers, though, to be honest, found this early and already had the thresh. So it's one way to get through this portion of the game. Nothing committed just yet. Just has that spatula sitting on the Sejuani and all of the item components on the bench as well.
Who will go to the Creator Challenge build event the day before TwitchCon? It's going to be awesome. Prestivent, like you said, maybe a little too late on the big push here, but we'll see. It seems to be a big race, as you guys are watching right now. As a quick reminder for who's on top, Robin, Souless. No, I'm sorry, no, Prestivent is in the hunt right now at 25 points. Kiyoon at 24, and Soju with a little bit of a climb ahead of him still. But it's a good start. It was Spencer I was thinking of. Spencer's putting up a really good game, but I just don't think the hunt's possible.
So Kiyoon right now in fourth place, all the way down at the bottom. And it's Robin and Souless's game to lose right now. And both of them are currently sitting in the middle of the pack. So lots of opportunity here. We do have 3 streaks going on at the top. And is it by all 3 players? No, you just said it. Prestivent does have a chance to make it in.
Yep. I mean, yes, Kiyoon is at the bottom at 59, but if he can milk it a little bit harder, I think he can go the distance. We've seen a lot of players come out of this sort of early loss streak. He's at 6 for crying out loud. So this is all by design, right? Tigress, I have faith in you.
Yeah, well...
Am I wrong?
No, very much so. And he ended up picking Inspire as his first augment, which is a Dragonmancer specific augment. And that is one of Kiyoon's comfort comps. So... definitely one of the ones that laid down the law early in the direction that he wanted to go. 7 loss streak right now, 50 econ in the bank. You can see it's unfortunate that there were still 3 units on the board, but a lot of them were nearly burned down. So we'll have to see if Kiyoon can end up getting some of the Dragonmancers that he seeks. And it has that nice internal synergy if you want to build it with Jade in the meantime. And that's exactly what he's doing.
He's got a carousel coming up right now. Going to be going for that rod to throw onto the Swain with the static shiv. That's going to be a pretty strong Swain right there. And he does have 2 tier 1s. So going to be able to quickly level that up as well. So after this fight, let's see how exactly... Wow, another Siphon already for Frodan. My goodness.
I think there's a way I could get...
Going for it if they're popping up in the shop.
Right? All right.
If the game ended right now, Prestivent would be going to the Creator Challenge build event. Now that's not going to happen. Obviously, it's all going to move around. But just to give you guys a sense of just how close it is up at the top here, having Frodan and Spencer in 2 and 3 is really the best case scenario for someone like Prestivent, who needs to see Robin and Souless in particular finish towards the bottom of this tier.
All right, Kiyoon going to be going for that Talon right now. And I don't see any spatulas, so there's not going to be any name calling in chat again.
Who knows? Yeah, maybe they'll find some reason to dig under one another's skin here. But going into this carousel, you're at that point where a lot of them did leave items on the side, not necessarily committing towards anything yet. A couple of them augment-wise have decided to do so, but... very rarely in this case thus far. And let's see. Namzi getting a little more fed. Yep, and ended up picking up the chainmail, so you get that Sunfire online. Still a decent application of burn around. Has went through some changes. Sunfire was one of those that was lackluster for some time in terms of tanky units, then gained a bunch of base HP. Then that base HP was slashed down somewhat and is now in a fairly comfortable place, especially if you don't have anything else that you want to slam. Did have the Gargoyles option, but here on TK, the Sunfire has been preferred.
I like the
especially
I like the Nami that we're seeing here to match up with Lulu's Mystic, so that they do get just a little bit more of that magical protection. Especially with how lackluster their front line is right now. You're going to be able to you need whatever tankiness that you can get.
Who am I?
And it's got the Cannoneers right now. 3 of them in effect for the synergy and has the itemization right now on the Tristana, also having a couple of them on the bench. So even if you don't want to commit to the Tristana being the carry, you can eventually build that second 2-star so that you can translate effectively, as it is typically Senna that we see as that item holder or the like. But for now, working well with the 9 streak and still enough money in the bank for Prestivent here. Not a defeat yet.
Ooh. Gonna be picking up Siphon, throwing away Tom Kench instead.
Yeah, that's fair.
Don't necessarily need that additional damage that Revel offers at this point because feeling pretty good about that output. So you want to strengthen that front line. Silas with the Thieves Gloves rolls into a Warmogs and a ZZ Rot. So for a tanky boy in the front, I think you're going to be pretty happy with that. And it's working out well so far so that Tristana can continue to get these bombs thrown out. 2 of them at a time upon that ability cast. And a dominant victory over Soju on this one, who's now down to 30.
Oh my god. Is Prestivent just going to win with 100 HP?
Shit. I mean, that'd be a cool finale.
That'd be pretty sweet.
United.
People will be talking about that like the 3-star last week.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
The
we'll see if
3-star
he can-
Soraka.
Maybe
Yeah.
he can transition well into a Corki and get that, you know, the transition just right at the right time and maintain that HP all the way through. We would definitely love to see that as a finisher. Unfortunately for him, there is somebody else contesting Cannoneer in Soju. Yes, Soju's down at 30 right now, and he just got hit really hard because it's not quite the same spreading of where that power lies. It's the set in the front that is hitting the hardest that hasn't been able to survive all the way through. And he's going to have to make some changes if he wants to live fast long now with the streak starting to become more of a detriment.
That 2 stars gonna help though.
Isn't it worse? It kind of feels like a worst case scenario for Prestivent to have the person drafting against him so low that they have to spin all the way down after 7, right? And just snatch up everything that you're hoping to get while managing your econ.
At the same time, if Soju ends up getting knocked out here soon enough, then a lot of those contested units will become available for Prestivent. And when it comes to rolling into that Corki, because of him being a 4 cost, you have the highest chance of that at level 8. Still somewhat of a chance, of course, here at level 7. But when that spike is needed for Prestivent, maybe he'll be lucky enough to have a few more of these in the pool. Let's see what Frodan has to say about it, facing off against Soju right now. We had seen the Guardians, the Whisperers putting in the work, and they do collapse upon him. Even the 2-star, not enough for Soju.
Well, you saw that they were waiting to place all their items way too late there in the game, and obviously having so many items on the board could have been so useful if they were actually on some units, but instead waiting to put them on. Soju going to be taking that damage, and with his final augment right now, it looks like he's going to be going for Earths. What is he gonna? He's gonna be able to get that tactician's crown with it. So getting just a little bit more help right here, and gonna be going with the Anidia.
All right, Nico.
That's where waiting out on combining that spat was rewarded. Another tactician's crown now in full effect here. Whenever you get that spatula first round, you're much more likely to be running into them. There was just so much lost up until that point, though. Being that Earth Grab Bag, yes, is one of the only ways to be able to guarantee it in that conjunction with that carousel. But right now, 17 HP. We're in stage 4. Everyone's starting to knock a little harder. Nobody else is necessarily in that same teen HP range. So from Prestivent all the way on down to Milk, they're feeling a lot more comfortable in where they are. Still some splits even in between that, but Kiyoon and Soju here at the bottom in some soon-to-be dangerous territory.
Loving the Morello, though, onto Sona. Not too certain about the positioning that we see right here, but going up against Souless, that kind of has a spread out board anyway. It's not that big of a deal. Corki, too, actually doing some damage finally. This looks like it's the game that Soju has going to need, or was going to be needing, to be able to stay into the game.
And getting it one more unit to be taken down. So Souless had run into an early bard that did get a good ultimate off, but the damage output to follow up was not strong enough, and the healing out of the Jades and beyond here for Soju, in fact, worse. Staying alive, staying alive.
Why are they putting the Lulu into the corner like that?
So where
It has
is
to be better
this?
than fucking-
Oh yeah, so the
Nobody puts Lulu in the
yeah,
corner.
nobody puts Lulu in the corner. Wanting to make sure just to be. Yeah, let's see where he ends up putting the final positioning. So trying to get that Lulu, since she does cast her ability on the closest units, you're just trying to think of who do you want to empower, either when it comes to an ally, or try to protect them so that if an enemy, let's say an assassin, comes to jump onto this Corki, I can also polymorph them as well. And right now, that double layering of Lulu in the positioning, enough to keep everyone in it. You see those healing procs come on through too.
Yeah.
And hitting pretty hard for Soju now.
Great Sona waves there as well, doing a pretty good job clearing out the board. And just needs to start building up his econ a little bit, go into level 8 and get that 6 Jade that he needs. And now we are looking into our 4th carousel.
Kiyoon marked down to 12, officially fallen below Soju, was previously holding on at 33. But Milk, the only one streaking right now. Nobody else knocked out yet. It is still fairly early, but getting dicey.
Deja.
All right, liking what we're seeing from a lot of the players there. Loving that Swain. Oh my goodness. All he needs is a... I don't know. What would he build into there? Probably going to go for the cloak, but unfortunately does not get it instead. That's okay, though.
Kiyoon and others still holding on to that spatula is kind of one of those. It is a great high value, low drop item, but then the longer you take to commit to it, you eventually have to find the right fit, and that's what he's doing now. Dragonmancer, enough to get that online here. He's got Deja in the back. It's the Set and the Ashe that are working into that Dragonmancer as well. A good lineup of the positioning of his opposition right now to try and get these Deja waves cutting through. It does manage to land onto all of them, but he has to get another cast off if he's willing to survive. Can't get it.
Oh my God!
He does, but it's a little too late. Everybody marked low, and Kiyoon still in it. 1 HP.
There's no way. There's just no way. He's not going to be able to get enough damage or to be able to survive long enough to be able to beat out Prestivent, who is currently in first place with 84 HP. Yeah, solo the Set. What are you doing?
Man.
Yeah, that 1-star Set that was holding on to the Jade emblem here, it just immediately got blasted. And you're hoping if you had something just a bit more survivable, it would have been enough. This will be Deja 2, and it's a pretty big jump for Deja. The problem he's running into right now is he really wants these Nikos. And he had to sell a Nikos to be able to get the 2-star. The economy be hurting right now.
Much like our real economy going on right now. There's a little bit of inflation going on and not able to get those much needed Nikos here. But Deja having one good hit. Here's the second hit. Doesn't do anything though. And this is going to be it for Kiyoon, even with a third strike.
Those waves, another wave though.
It's time for Bell. It's time for
So close. Kiyoon.
Hit. There's 3 back in the pool.
Yeah, did you hear it? He back to Valorant.
Yes. I know, it's crazy. You look at the VODs and they're all like half and half. And now you can go queue up. An 8th place exit there for Kiyoon. Definitely a lot of yo-yoing in the way he had placed within these games. I believe a first earlier on. Falling to the wayside here though. And now we'll see how the rest of the lobby fares. Soju sitting down at 5. Souless also single digit. A tie-up between Spencer and Milk. The difference maker is Milk has been working with this Cavalier Mirage for quite some time and building it up through and through. Waiting to see what he wants to put in for that 8th unit. No more gold to be able to run down with.
Oh man. Souless is all the way down at 7 HP. Robin Songs is where even is Robin Song? Oh, we're looking at him right now. No, wait, we're looking at Milk Guy right now. Where's Robin?
I don't think we need to roll at all.
Robin's got that 3D.
Okay.
I can't believe
so
I can't believe Milk doesn't.
Definitely looks like this is Robin's game to win.
It's kind of sus though.
We'll see if he can just keep going through with this Mirage. I know Kiyoon is waiting for the or not Kiyoon. Milk is waiting for that Deja as well, but Kiyoon had gotten knocked out after having the 3 Dejas for himself. So that is a few more that are into the pool, and Robin not in a position to be aiming for any 3-star on the Deja. So should leave a little bit of an opening for Milk to maybe do the same if they both want to continue indexing into that direction. Spencer, look at all. We're back to where we thought we would be through most of these lobbies.
Yep.
But then we ran into all the Pirates greed and ain't nobody want anything from that. And what do you know? Deja's just back doing Deja things.
Deja v Deja, and it looks like we have another player out. Soulless in second place, going down second to last, and that is going to be it for their run for the Creator Challenge.
And for a second admirable player here in our 8-player lobby, but quite a ways to go because those at the top, Prestivent, all the way at 84. And that's why if you're Soju, you have to cut through so many rounds before you can even try imagining yourself in top 4.
I should know.
You know, Prestivent right now, although he is in the top of the leaderboard, he's going to have Robin go out in 5th place, maybe 4th place, because then technically he would win the tiebreaker if he does tie. So even though Prestivent is doing a great job right now, I just don't know if he's going to get the right circumstances to be able to win.
And if I win this and place 4 times
right now, still holding strong, but yes, we'll see in the long run if that's able to maintain. Soju in the end does grant himself another victory. So
I have to go first.
Prestivent had, I believe, must have gotten some trainers early. Has the 3 trainer in Namzi all the way at level 4, and that's where that
beefy boy
line. Yeah, beefy boy, big boy, right there in the front, blocking off some of the most squishy units in the Cannoneers, which he wishes to protect. Also, the Mage online because of that cap on the Sona right now, and when you're looking for that crescendo to get that good lockdown to enable the rest of the team, getting those double casts is pretty nice.
Oh man, great positioning right there. Zoe kind of hitting in the wrong direction though, but that's okay. I say that's okay, but with Shyvana on lock right now, it's going to be a pretty close game. I say that, but it's not even close a little bit. And unfortunately, this is going to be it for Yasuo. Or wait, was that Yasuo? Who was that?
Oh shit, I have a fawn. Oh, fuck,
or
right.
taking them down. I don't know, some of the layering of the units, you know?
I mean, I'm not putting on Corki.
Either way, he was dead.
He's gone.
Gone now.
Couldn't even see with all the effects on the screen. I couldn't see who it was.
He really needs that Corki 3 or Corki 2. Sorry. Tristiana still having all the items on instead of somebody else is interesting to me.
Yeah, let's see. So it's Tristana holding on to a couple here because of that super indexing into this Namzi.
Oof,
and I was wondering before, if he was going to end up building a second Tristana so that he could transfer those items over. But what happened instead is feels that, okay, I have multiple Cannoneers. I want them to be my biggest threat. I can delay and build some of those items onto the Corki. So already ended up getting a second Renan's Hurricane for the Corki. So sometimes you do still see the Tristana being able to be built up as another threat, especially because Namzi was buying so much space for her to cascade more and more of the bombs with her ability cast.
And I'm loving the split here from Sona and Corki, that if there is going to be some AoE damage, he doesn't want both of his carries to be taken down. And the Morellos onto Sona too, going to be taking down a lot of the tankiness that we're seeing from Milk Guy right here. Wow, this is going to be a clean win right now. Just 2 more units remaining, and with Sona and Corki still on deck, that is going to be an easy win for Soju.
Soju feeling good, still living on at 5 HP. I mean, he had some time ago also gotten the Bard. You can see the utility available upon the application of his ultimate, and then also just increasing the chances of you getting to those higher cost units that you want to. The more dudes that you acquire off of these rounds, the better of a position that you are going to be in to outscale in terms of finding those units ahead of your competition that are working in towards a lot of these dragons and beyond and contesting some of these 5 cost units. So
Oh, yeah.
Soju a chance to break up.
All right, Frodan, you're going up against Prestivent, the player that still has 84 HP. Frodan, unfortunately, in a 5-loss streak right now. And it's possible for him to take 14 damage, but I don't know if that... Oh, wait. Yeah, he might be out right now, actually.
Let's see. He's still got the 14 HP for him. That's the Namzi that we were just talking about and more. They hit him down to 1.
That's good.
So just enough to keep him in it. So he's still working with these whispers that originally when we saw him in the early stages, we were wondering if he was going to pivot, but it seemed that a lot of his roles brought him in this direction. And Pike, for instance, looking to hit pretty hard.
Oh, yeah.
Real talk. A lot of people are beating Robin right now. Prestivent's not being beaten by anyone and eliminating people. Is there a point where Prestivent maybe pulls a couple of units off the board for a round or two because he can't risk knocking people out before Robin drops out?
I think it's too random to know at this point with there being 6 players on the comp. You can't really predict who you're going to be going up against. So I don't think that's really a thing. I think you just...
But I mean, but if Robin doesn't finish in 4th or 5th, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing matters, right? So at the end of the day, I think you could throw some rounds and hope somebody else knocks Robin out and you don't accidentally knock. Like, if you lose to Robin, who cares, right? Like, I don't know. It's one of those things like if he knocked Frodan out there, he's pretty much done. He doesn't get to go to the Creator Challenge build event. So I don't know. It's a tough part of this kind of format, obviously. But you got to think outside the box sometimes.
The tournament strats. But right now,
I don't think it's going to happen.
Like, Press just can't tag anybody.
Yeah, I think his streaking and in terms of not breaking up the wins that's his most reliable way of generating some econ right now, as he's at level 9 and he's not going to be spending any more of that. Some of these, let's see, as far as what he's got on his board, he's still got some of these that he can build up. Bard, for instance, if he manages to find a couple more. And you can't really roll on 9 until you have enough in the bank. Unfortunately, though, for some, we've seen the knockout. So Soju, despite streaking for so long, eventually finds his demise. It looks like Frodan also followed. So we're officially into top 4. Robin clinging on for life here with 9 HP.
We win.
So I see in his chat saying you win, but if he goes out right now and then Prestivent wins, we know that the tiebreaker does go to the player that has the last win. So Robin Songs, let's say he goes out right now in 4th place. That's going to be 5 points. And then Prestivent wins at 1st place. It's going to be 8 points. So that's going to be 33 versus 33. And Prestivent would actually win the game.
Oh, so if he really wants to take control of this, wants to knock down at least one more person or hope that Prestivent eventually comes down, because Prestivent streaking, all this help. Remember, now when you're looking at his HP and the direction that he is going, I mean, that also, metabolic accelerator that he had means he's on the upwards trend of HP as long as he continues to win these rounds. So all the way up at 90, a good hit onto Milk is exactly what Robin was hoping for. No room for him to be able to kill him off. But everybody down.
Oh no, it's going to be amazing if Prestivent goes up against Liquid Robin right now.
It's the luck now. Yeah, you're looking at. So Robin knows he's facing Prestivent next round. He's facing off against him.
Oh my God!
You're open. I don't want to get hit too hard. I'm gonna hope that Spencer or Milk get knocked down. It's that's something that's gonna bring sweat to your brow.
Oh my God! This is gonna be it. This is gonna be it. Prestivent, if you can take down, and he needs to take him down hard, because look how low Spencer and Milk is.
Guaranteed at least one being eliminated on this round, maybe 2 if Robin ends up falling to Prestivent, putting up his best fight right now. There's a siphon directly on his back line here.
It's a big win. Holy
Deja thrown out the wind. Oh no!
No way.
Deja
Dragon.
He got with the ankle breaker.
Yeah.
The slice through, so Zoe gets enough
Robin
to hit
wins.
onto Prestivent. Robin,
that's it.
That was so clutch.
That was so good.
Wow.
Ooh, he needed that to happen. Now top
probably
3,
Titans, right?
milk
Or
out.
is it
So
BT?
this should mean, because it's only at the very least
I
a
have a lot of
third place
resistances
finish for
already,
Robin,
but I have
even if
Hodge
Prestivent
and
wins
Pearl.
the
That's why
lobby,
Titans.
Robin should be securing his spot here at the Intel Creators Challenge. So now, though, as far as the game itself, though, it's
got
still
Charlotte
very
again.
intriguing to see who ends up taking it, because that's a hit onto Prestivent at the top of the lobby. And whenever you have somebody that's so ahead like that at 75 compared to single digits, you're looking at a long haul if you want to take him down.
Oh, yeah. What I want to see now is I want to see Robin take down Prestivent all the way for first place. Because if Prestivent wins right now and he literally loses the competition by 1 point, that's just going to be painful, right? That's going to suck.
You're looking at some of those early rounds where things didn't quite go your way, and you're like, if I got one spot higher, maybe it would be different. It's Prestivent against Spencer, though, this time. Or an ultimate across the way. You can see the healing all the way into the backline, and Spencer hasn't been able to stick anybody onto that backline directly.
Oh, that's a dirty out Shin. My goodness. So much crit, so much opportunity, but it's just not enough against that Siphon.
Oh, yeah, and just now finally getting the Yasuo into the bag with this Cavalier, but too many units up. That's an elimination. Spencer down.
Come on, Robin. Come on.
Robin's still in it.
Bench, though.
Took down Prestivent last time.
If
I
we
want
get
to
Zephyr,
see
we
it.
just
I
lose
want
or
to
what?
see the Robin win.
Uh-huh.
And with the double Zeeks, and that's so much attack speed. My goodness. I love it, though. We do have the... Oh, God. There's just so much. Silas trying to find the right positioning to be able to just, like, hold down just a little bit of the spells.
Oh, yes. So Shroud of Stillness, yep, in that front line, manages to cross some, gets a Zephyr into the back line as well, but it's not onto the Deja. So the Deja is firing all the way. Some nados from the Zoe. Pretty decent lockdown for the time being. Oh, I mean, the back, though.
Wow.
Last time Deja was able to take him down. This time we'll see if he can. Wind in the opposite direction. There's not enough units isolating. Oh!
That gunblade! That gunblade!
Hey.
Look at the heal, and you just give the heal over to the Yasuo. It's
If
enough
Prestivent
breaking
loses
through
What?
onto Prestivent.
That was insane!
That's hilarious.
My goodness.
Robin literally went from trying
Oh, I
to
got
hang
Shiv.
on by a thread
Oh my
to
god, Shiv is insane.
dismantling Prestivent.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
fascinating.
that was so good. And it looks like he's going to be trading off some of his units because he's aware that this is just not the position that he wants to be in. Going to be going for a Zoe 2 right here. I don't know if he's going to be able to find it, though. Place your items. What are you doing? Oh, wait. Okay. I thought he was going up against Robin.
What a way.
I mean, he still has a few losses open.
Yeah, still a little bit of leeway, but what a way for them to prove that they deserve to be at the top of the standings, for it to be a showdown between Robin and Prestivent here in game number 6, when they were always the ones that were just lingering towards the top in terms of points.
Very true. Getting close to a bar 2 right there. We also have Sona 2. He's got so many 2s that he needs to do. There we go. We got the Yasuo 2 on deck for Robin now. That's going to be, oh my gosh, it's going to be so powerful. And I don't care where you put Silas, you're not going to be able to hold them off much longer. And look at that, the quick switch. Oh, is he going to do the fake out? Oh, I don't know.
Let's hit the target work. So does manage to get the majority of his units onto the opposite side.
Dude.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be so good.
Yeah, there's not a lot of clumped targets for the Deja Wind, and the Lux laser across, though, did a decent amount of damage right at the top. Yasuo way into the backline. Can he buy enough time for this Deja to keep healing up? And it looks like he has been able to thus far. Knock up onto 2. A few more swings should do it. Robin. Oh my.
15,000 damage.
It's insane.
Woo!
That Hex Tech is carrying so hard right now for Deja.
so many times. It's just Deja and Yasuo remaining. Everyone else is gone.
Maybe
And Deja's
Soraka?
like, I got you. I got you with the heals. I got you with these waves. And then Yasuo knocking him up long enough to
Yeah.
give enough of that
Focus on
healing time. Whew.
Oh, and the Titan's Resolve also going to be going on to the Yasuo, and he has a little bit of life still, and he has the Cavalier. I don't know. What is he going to have to do? Is he even building any units now, or is he just out of luck? There's just nothing else that he can do. He's down to his
He
lowest
got us.
econ. Robin, I believe.
See if Robin ends up continuing to push this through. Prestivent should be surviving until Carousel. Maybe there's something that he can grab off of Carousel to be able to combat this. Maybe even just lock down. Maybe one of those
think we
cases
might
where you're
want
not even
Loki.
looking for more power on the board. You're looking for some kind of CC, something like a Zephyr or the like. But right now, doesn't even need it. In the end, he takes him down. The round went the other way. Prestivent eliminating Robin in lobby number 6.